Yo, what's happening, world? Name's Raheem Flowers, and I've been meaning to record or react and have a review over this video since 2017, but I never got to get across it up until now. But luckily, I'm doing it now in 2019 because I have more of an understanding of women and relationships. I'm older, so I'm gonna go give my 2 cents on what the system Shahrazad Ali says, man. Let's see what the sister got to say, man. Let's get straight to it.
How much of a slave are you still acting like even without a slave master? Since they put this into us, it's a lot of stuff we just on automatic.
Shots fired and facts. Because a lot of people don't formulate their own opinions. They just regurgitate bullshit from all these ideologies. Feminism, all this pseudo-neo pro-black and Afrocentricity. The whole LGBTQ and the Baphomet confusion. Things that just cause a bunch of chaos, discord, and just counterproductive ideas or ideologies rather. That's all that's being promoted, man. Senseless chaos, because there's context to chaos, but a lot of people are just being chaotic just for being chaotic. I understand that it's a whole out with the old, in with the new, because eventually things in this planet start to deteriorate, they crumble, so you need to build anew. But you have a lot of people out here who just want to just destroy just because they have that inkling to get caught up in all these dichotomies. But let me not digress and let the sister keep speaking.
And we're the first people to say, well, that's just how I feel. No, it's not.
Bingo. See? It's not. Being hypnotized by bullshit ideologies, like I stated.
These are things that they put into us. And they certainly put into us not to get along with each other.
And that's exactly why a lot of these Negroes get caught up in dichotomies that don't even matter to so-called black people. Liberalism, conservatism, libertarianism. This is why I decided to say, hey, I'm apolitical. The best thing for a so-called black person, especially a so-called black man, to do is be apolitical, unless you want to form your own party, similar to what Marcus Garvey was doing and what his visions he attempted to do more within his visions. I'm not trying to be like Maj or Candace Owens or Ben Carson, but I'm most certainly not going to be like Angela Cry or Kamala Harris. Nah. You just got to look at things analytically, objectively. What's paramount? What's best?
That makes them the winner. In every civilization, on every continent, among every mammal, when the female mammal has to forage for food, fight and protect the nest, bear the children alone, and do all of those things, it makes her naturally hostile to the male mammal. Because she feels abandoned. Well, we have abandonment issues. It makes many of our men feel entitled to do anything they want to do, and we're supposed to go along with it.
And honestly, things like that often do open doors for feminism to, put their rear end in, especially within black women. You get that one little stud to go in your ear, and now you want to convert to lesbianism. You remember that one scene in Higher Learning where that white girl got raped by that dude, and then she suddenly became a lesbian? Well, it's similar to that train of thought. You have dudes who do so. You have dudes out there, and I mean, a lot of these things, like, men can say the same thing, but right now, contextually, we're going to speak about women. Like, you got dudes who do a lot of wrongdoing to women, and you got a lot of men out here who are child molesters and pedophiles slash rapists, and it doesn't get spoken about, especially in the so-called black community. You make fun of a lot of black people make fun of these so-called white people and Caucasians for incest, but you have a lot of cases of all these underage girls being slept with by their uncles or by their cousins. I mean, listen to niggas like Kevin Gates, where he proudly spoke about incest, but then again, he doesn't claim to be black. He's Puerto Rican, or he sees himself like the Moors do. But I'm not trying to digress. Point is, this is not something that is exclusive to any so-called race, and black people need to keep shit like that in mind. If we had more emotional intelligence, then we would be able to engage and actually come up with more solutions if we resonated with each other and put the bullshit ego aside and not get caught up in bullshit dichotomies, whether through gangs, whether through politics, whether it's through these fraternities or sororities, you know?
They put a lot of confusion into us that have made us bring that confusion even down into the world, into our children.
Yep. That's why you have a lot of, I ain't even gonna call them sisters. That's why you have a lot of black females. I ain't even gonna call them black women. You have a lot of black females out here talking all that feminist shit like they're Alice Walker or Dorothy Hughes or the ghost of Maya Angelou. That's what you have. And then they embed that in their children. Not even understanding the detriment that it brought the world. You have a lot of these feminists who talk their pro-black shit, but rest assured you, they wouldn't have a problem auditioning in Ghetto Gaggers. That's why I even put that little picture in the end of The Discernment Between the Evil, where you have a black woman reading about Marcus Garvey, but she was naked in bed with a white man who was reading about the Confederacy of America. Shit like that does occur. That's confusion right there. Like that's philosophically incoherent. But this is why people in this world need to be moderated, and I'd even argue and say a lot of women especially.
You don't see our women respecting our men, then this is what they go into practice.
And mind you, Shahrazad Ali was saying things like this back in the 90s. We're in 2019. We're entering a new decade soon, and it has only amplified. So we have to keep things like that in mind. I'm not going to go through the entirety of the video because it's approximately 50 minutes. It's about an hour. So, but I'm going to go through this more, and then, boom, I'm going to upload this on the internet. But point is, she's dropping jewels, and I agree with what the sister's saying, for the most part.
We have a problem with fidelity and jealousy. That's really, we have a problem about lying. We especially charge our men with lying. That's a serious thing, this lying issue.
Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Well, numbers can be distorted, but all that is an extension of somebody trying to lie, which is a man or a woman. But point is that a lie, if you see, people always try to see, but women are better liars than men. They are. So I don't know how much credence this has when the sister says that, Shahrazad Ali. But let me continue, let her speak.
We want y'all, when we ask you a question, we want y'all to testify. We want the truth and nothing but the truth. So help you, I'm going to nag you forever about it.
Goes both ways though, sister. It does go both ways. But I can understand that stance though. That's what I'll say.
So this is something that we do to try to get to it. You know, we say, well, if you had just told me you didn't want to be with me no more, then I could have handled it. That's a lie. Don't no man in here need to believe that. Okay.
That is true. I mean, women are very fragile, especially in that regard. Nobody wants to be told. Like, people say they want the truth. Oftentimes they just can't handle the truth. Because it's either somebody gives you the whole truth or they don't. You can't want someone giving you this polished, politically correct, culturally Marxist version of truth. Because that's what a lot of these women want. Hell, that's what a lot of these dudes, I don't even want to call them men, that's what a lot of these dudes want too. Need to lay off the damn soy milk or whatever the hell's toxics being put in these damn liquid or water.
That is never going to be the truth. I mean, what is our man supposed to do? Say, listen, baby, I done met somebody I like better than you. We have better sex than me and you. She got a good job. She got a car. She ain't got but one child. And so I don't want to be with you no more.
Ooh, we better hope that you don't get smacked with an iron. She gonna come with the iron and that bitch gonna be steaming. Especially if you're dealing with a sister. If you're dealing with a black woman, you definitely gonna feel that heat literally on your face. You're gonna have a permanent mark. Shit gonna turn out to be a scab and you're gonna have a permanent scar on your face. To be that audacious, I commend any brother who's that audacious, but at the same time, you doing that at your own risk.
How's that gonna go over? Well, we gonna say, well, yeah, listen, thank you, brother. I'm glad you told me. You know?
Only if only. But in a practical world, we know that ain't happening.
That's not how that's gonna go. So when we put our man in a position where he can't bring the truth, and then when you all tell us a lie, then we get very angry. Because we want you to testify. Now, testify was a word that used to be used in the Roman courts. And if a man wanted to tell the truth about something, then he would swear on his testicles. Now we know the last thing y'all gonna do is to swear on those. Okay? So perhaps sometime our expectation about some of these things might be a little bit outrageous because we have so many insecurities. You know, if you go outside the door, where you going, when you be back, who you gonna be with? How long you gonna be gone? Who you gonna be standing with? How much money you gonna spend? Who did you see? Well, what happened while you was there? What did he say? You know, we better than the FBI.
For real. If a woman wants to find some shit out about you, they can and will. So, love your woman, but don't simp over your woman. Don't feel like you have to walk on eggshells. Hell, I was once told that 2 years ago, and I wasn't even in a relationship with this woman. And I told her that's why I couldn't be in a relationship with this woman. This is 2017. Dang, time goes by. Point is, yeah, I suggest no brother is in a relationship with somebody who's going to be scrutinizing their every move and acting like a surveillance camera. Like, a woman's supposed to keep a man level-headed, and a man is supposed to make sure that a woman feels secure in every sense of the word as much as possible. But that dynamic can't even happen if there's too much skepticism going on. You feel me? So that's what I gotta say on that note.
And that's an unreal expectation. You know. See,
I agree with the sister. That shit ain't real, man. I mean, like, take myself for example. Yes, I do follow. There are females that I follow on Instagram, but I'm not gonna be DMing these broads for what? I love and respect my woman, but I'm not gonna sit here and act like I wouldn't consider another woman attractive, because before my woman, I found other women attractive, and before me, she found other men attractive. It's just the facts of life. But you have to set certain parameters, especially as a man. You see what I'm saying? And the sister's bringing up great points.
a lot of lofty ideas that we can talk about relationships, but we have to deal with some basic principles that we still haven't got straight. And people tell
And I want to hear what you guys say about these basic principles.
me all the time when I go out, they say, I really like that sister because she down to earth. Well, hey, we live on the earth. This is
Oh, I love the sarcasm in that. I definitely love the sarcasm in that.
why we have to be down to this earth. This is the only planet we got life on that we know of. We live right here on this earth. And these are earthen issues that we are dealing with. And as sisters, we need to, this is a really serious issue. We need to stop going so crazy and berserk if we find out that perhaps our man has made a mistake or did it intentionally, was with another woman. I mean, it's not like you alone. Every one of us women in here done had a man that was with somebody else. Because there ain't no such man that's going to be with no one woman for his entire 75-year life.
Oh, yeah, that one's gonna leave a mark for a lot of women out there. I mean, it's not impossible, but it definitely is improbable for a man to just speak solely to one woman that he's with. I mean, like, I think at some certain point in time, every man, myself included, had to at least get that out of his system. But like I said, for the most part, what Sister Shahrazad Ali saying is true.
Now that's the reality that we're dealing with. That ain't the one we want to deal with, but that's the reality of it. It's no such a man. If it was such a man, me and my sister Keely would have him.
Oh, but you see, Shahrazad Ali, the sister to a degree is projecting. So keep that in mind. She's not just saying these things vicariously or generally. A lot of this is just her projecting her own notions and her own perspective, which is nothing wrong with that, but I instantly heard it when she said that. I gotta rewind back to that part.
That ain't the one we want to deal with, but that's the reality of it. It's no such a man. If it was such a man, me and my sister Keely would have him.
Ooh, did you hear the compassion? Did you hear the passion and the conviction in the sister's voice when she said that? You knew she meant that shit, and you knew that was applicable to her. Continue.
So we have searched for that mystery God. He do not exist. And that doesn't mean that it's taking anything from you or me. It's not even about that. It's about the nature of us as two different people. Now, that's a personal decision, of course, that men make, but I just want to let the sisters know that's nothing we have to be ashamed of. Our grandmothers, our great-grandmothers, our mothers, us, everybody. We ain't never had no woman that had a man that wasn't never with nobody else.
Man. I'm glad that the sister's being very transparent, because it's rare that you'll hear a woman make this type of confession and testimony. Now, a lot of brothers out here, niggas don't need to be acting like Don Magic Wand and trying to flirt with, or too short and flirt with and raw dog every fine ass female, or every female we deem to be fine and attractive that we stumble across. But if you find a woman attractive, you should have enough temerity and respect for your woman to say, hey man, I mean, she's attractive to me. I mean, I've done it. It's not, you shouldn't just, a lot of men shouldn't be acting like a bunch of simps and deifying their women to where they're just so caught up in a spell where they are just sighted on her. But like I stated before the person you were with, you found another woman attractive, vice versa. So there's no shame in it. As long as you know, you guys know where you two stand with each other, and you have that respect. You have that dynamic between one another maintained. Or you could be one of those people who want to be in a polygamous relationship or a quote-unquote open relationship. If a monogamous relationship isn't for everybody. So that's what I would say on that note, but continue.
It doesn't exist. It is called, the messenger said, the imagination of truth. And it will get you in trouble with such great disappointment. You don't have to be ashamed. You're not telling nobody that ain't never heard of it. You know, say that point going around burning his clothes, tearing up his car, messing up everything that you didn't have to pay for, and then when you get over being mad, you're going to be back with him. So we need to not do that. It's just a waste of time. It's a waste of energy. And it gives us setbacks. Like I say, it's a luxury. You don't know when the last time is going to be. And you lose someone that really, really is dear to you and someone that you love.
And, I mean, that's a question you have to ask yourself, especially women. I mean, if you guys have a heavy dispute or argument, and I'll even say this for my own woman, I'm not even gonna even just sit here and just be on the vicarious or subliminal stuff. Like, I'll just keep it real, even within my own relationship. Because as long as you have the positive moments, if you look at let's all look at this mathematically, and let's just look at this historically. If the positivity overshadows whatever negativities that transpired between us, that's all that should matter. Just look at it like that. Look at it intimately, mathematically, historically. But primarily look at it intimately, primarily. That's what really should matter. As long as see, I have enough decorum to not call my woman out her name and yell at her, and you have niggas out here who are abusive, and I'd never be like that. I wouldn't even attempt to, but point is, it's all about having that love and respect for one another. There's bound to be disputes. There's bound to be arguments. There's bound to be fights. It's just about how we all come across it. Shoot. So that's what I got to say on that note, but this is good stuff, man.